How can you find the volume of a prism? Think about this question during the lesson. Cora has an aquarium with exotic fish. The tank is the size and shape of a trapezoidal prism. The distance from the front glass to the back is 2 feet, and the other dimensions are shown. What is the volume of the aquarium tank? The first step is to identify the shape of the base. What is the shape?
Select your answer.
The base of the prism is a trapezoid, as shown by the top and bottom faces in the drawing. The other faces of the prism are rectangles. The next step is to find the area of the base, B, of the prism. Use the area formula for a trapezoid. The area, A, is equal to 1/2 times the sum of the two bases, B1 and B2, times the height, H. Now substitute values into the formula to find the area. The bases, B1 and B2, are 3 feet and 6 feet. The height, H, is 2 feet. Simplify the expression to find the area of the base is equal to 9 square feet. Why does this formula work? Remember that you can think of a trapezoid as half of a parallelogram. The base of this parallelogram is the sum of the two bases of the trapezoid, and the height of the parallelogram is the same as the height of the trapezoid. Now we're ready to find the volume of the prism. What is the formula for the volume? The volume of the prism, V, is equal to the product of the area of the base, capital B, and the height, H. Substitute values into the formula and simplify. The volume is 45 cubic feet. Note that volume is measured in cubic units. The volume of the aquarium tank is 45 cubic feet. Now you know how to find the volume of a prism.
What is the volume of the triangular prism?
Okay, so for volume, we have base times height, and we have to take half because it's a triangular prism. So we have half of these pieces. So 8 times 6 so half of that is 24 because it's 48. And then we multiply that by 14, which would be the height. And we get 336. 336. And 336 cubic centimeters. Okay, so that's the first thing. What is the shape of the base of the figure and what are its dimensions? Well, the shape is a triangle and it's 6 centimeters by 8 centimeters. So the base is a triangle because the triangles are identical and parallel to each other. All right, example number 2. Also a video.
Students are selling a souvenir basketball. Will the basketball fit inside the gift box that has a regular hexagonal base so that the lid fits on top? Look for relationships. If you find the base area and the volume is given, can you find the height of the box? The first step is to find the area of the hexagonal base. You can decompose the regular hexagon into 6 equal triangles. Each edge of the hexagon base is 4 inches. The distance between two opposite sides of the hexagon is about 7 inches. So the height of each triangle in the base is about 3.5 inches. So the area of the base equals 6 times the area of one triangle in the base. The formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 times the base, b, times the height, h. Substitute the values 4 for b and 3.5 for h, and the equation simplifies to show that the area of the base is about 42 square inches. The next step is to use the formula for the volume of a prism to find the height. The formula is volume, V, equals the area of the base, B, times height, H. Substitute the values 294 for V and 42 for B. Divide both sides of the equation by 42 to find that H equals 7. The width of the box is given at 7 inches. The height of the box is also 7 inches. Both the height and the width are greater than the diameter of the basketball, so the basketball will fit with the lid on top of the box.
All right, number 3.
Saquon has a shed for his athletic equipment. What is the total volume of the shed?
Okay, so you broke it into 2 sections. So you have a square here, you have a triangle on top. So you have to figure out the volume of both, put them together. So step 1, we're going to find the volume of the bottom section. It's easy because it's a square, so every side's 18. So volume equals base times height. You have 18 times 18, right there. And then you have to multiply that by the height, so 18. So 324 times 18 is 5,832. So the volume of the bottom section is 5,832. Then you have the top section. And because the top is a triangle, you have to divide it in half. So you're multiplying your base 18 times your height of 10 times the other side 18. So you have half of 18 times 10, which would be 90, because it would be 180. Multiply that by 18, and you get 1,620. Then you have to put those together. Add them together, so your total volume of the shed is 7,452. All right. Now our try it.
Amber built a custom terrarium for her plants. What is the volume of the terrarium?
All right, so we're going to separate this. So this is one, and this is one. Okay, so we're breaking it down into 2 rectangles. So we have the tall rectangle is 10 by 10 by 30. Okay, so that's going to be the top one. So 10 times 10, then we multiply that by the height, which is 30. So we've got 100. 100 times 30 would be 3,000. So 100, zeros are so hard to make, times 30 equals 3,000. So that's the first one. And then we have 10 by 12, and we have to take that 10 off, so it's by 30. Okay, right? Because this would continue down. So for number 2, we have 10 by 12, which we know would be 120. 120. And we multiply 120 by 30. So 120 times 30 is, oops, I forgot to put my 0 there, 3,600. 600. So we add those together and we get 6,600 cubic centimeters. Oh, no, sorry. Wait, inches. Sorry, inches. Inches. Cubic inches. Okay. So that's how you do number 3. Go on to the next one. Do you understand? Okay. So how does the formula for volume of a prison help you understand what the volume of the prison means? Prism means. Okay. So first you need to find the area of the base, B. Multiply this by the height. Is like extending the flat base so that it takes up space. And the amount of space occupied by it is now considered its volume. That's number 1. Number 2. If you know the volume of a 3-dimensional figure, how can you find a missing dimension of the figure? Well, you use the volume formula, volume equals base times height, and substitute the given volume and dimension, then solve for the missing dimension. Just what you did in the last lesson. You just solve for whatever is missing. Number 3, how do you find the volume of a 3-dimensional figure that can be decomposed into prisms? Find the volume of each prism that makes up the figure, then add the total volumes together, just what we just did in the last example. All right, number 4. An aquarium has a regular hexagonal base with side lengths of 15 centimeters. When the hexagon is divided into 6 equal triangles, the height of each triangle is about 13 centimeters. If the aquarium is 50 centimeters tall, what is its volume? All right, so you have something like something similar to this, and then you would divide it out into the pieces. And you would pretend that they were equal, even though mine are clearly not equal. Okay, and then within each one is a height of 13, but a base of 15. So 15 for each. And then height here is 13. 13. Okay, so we have to take 1/2 of 15 times the base equals 97 and a half. And then we have to multiply all of those by 6 because there's 6 faces. So 6 would be 585 centimeters, cubic centimeters. So first part is 585. Oh, man. 85. Okay. Then you have to find the area. So then we have 585 times 50 because it says if the aquarium is 50 centimeters tall. So 585 times 50 will get you the answer. So you take your 585 times 50. 585 times 50 is 29,000. 250. 250. Okay. So that's that one. 5. Cheese box is shaped like a right triangular prism. The box is 6 inches long, 4 inches tall, has a volume of 24 cubic inches. Can a cube of cheese that is 2.5 inches on each side fit inside the box? Okay. No, it can't. So the area of the base of the cheese box is 1/2 of 6 times 4, right? Right here. 1/2 of 6 times 4, which is 12. That means the missing width of the cheese box is 2 inches. Therefore, the cube of cheese is too large to fit inside the width of the cheese box. So you have 1/2 of 6 times 4 equals 12. And then the volume is b times height. So 24 over 12 equals 12 height over 12, that means h is going to be 2. So yeah, it's not going to fit. Number 6, you have to do 2 separate pieces. For 6, you have to do the top lid separate from the bottom. So it's a toolbox, but then this top part, see where it's lighter color, darker color, that's where you would separate the two. So you have to do the top first. The top is 16 by 3, then you have 7. So your total at the top, when we multiply it out, is going to be 336. 336. Your bottom is 16 here. It's still 16 here. 7. You have your 5. And this is 14. Okay, so you have in here is going to be 75. 75. All right, so then we're going to take, hold on, let me increase this part. Because your total for the bottom is going to be 525. 525. And adding them together is going to be 861 inches cubed. Okay, so figuring out this shape here and then the top and adding them together. Okay. All right. Last one of the year. Keep going. Email me if you have any questions. I will post the answers probably sometime tomorrow afternoon after I get back from school. You guys have a great summer. I'll miss you. Send me messages. Let me know how you're doing. And I will talk to you guys soon. See ya.